Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another book tag. Credit for this goes to the Book Jazz. I'll provide a link to the description down below, but I actually did discover this tag through Books and La. I will also provide a description in the down bar for her as well because she has become one of my favorite channels. This is the Reading Habits book tag, and pretty much what this is this is just in an effort for, I guess, you guys to get to know me a little bit better and maybe find different ways to connect with different people. Just some of the different reading habits that I have. So without further ado, let's get started. Question number one is, do you have a certain place at home for reading? And the answer to that is probably no. I kind of read anywhere, and the reason that I say that is I don't just read physical books. I do listen to a lot of audio as well. So if I'm actually physically reading a book, it's probably going to be either upstairs in my bedroom or downstairs on the couch. And then when it comes to audio, like I'll do audio whenever I'm in the car or when I'm getting ready in the morning or just stuff like that. So I don't really have any one particular place that I read. Question number two, bookmark or random piece of paper? Random piece of paper. I'll be honest, I don't actually think I own a bookmark. Like, not even kidding. I'm pretty sure I don't own a bookmark. I think I used to way back in the day, but like right now in the physical book that I'm reading, I'm using an old insurance card of my husband's, and in the other physical book that I'm reading, I am using an envelope from a credit card offer. So there's that. Those are the kind of things that I use. Question number three, can you just stop reading, or do you have to stop at the end of a chapter or a certain number of pages? I can kind of do either or. Usually I like to stop at the end of a chapter, but especially because like I listen to books and stuff when I'm getting ready in the morning, I just kind of have to stop whenever it's time for me to go or when it's time to get out of the car. So, but if I'm reading a physical book, then I will actually make an effort to pick out a place like, okay, I'm going to stop at the end of this chapter, or okay, this chapter is really long. This looks like a good break that I'll be able to stop at, something along those lines. Number four, eat or drink while reading. When I am physically reading a book, no, I do not eat anything. Usually I'll have whatever drink I'm drinking, whether it's a glass of wine, whether it's coffee, tea, whatever. If I am listening to a book, I do this a lot on my lunch breaks. Whenever I am at work, I come home. I live so close to where I work that I actually get the opportunity to come home for lunch. So I'll eat my lunch while I'm listening to whatever book I'm listening to at the time. So I like being able to go home and kind of fall into whatever world is in the book that I'm currently reading or listening to, because then it kind of gives me a chance to, decompress from whatever the first half of the day has brought, so I can get ready for the second half of the day. Number five, multitasking, music or TV while reading. I don't actively try and listen to music whenever I'm reading. Sometimes if I'm in a certain type of mood, like I'll actually go get in the bath and I'll light some candles and pour a glass of wine and I'll play like some kind of classical music in the background while I'm reading. Doesn't happen very often, but every once in a while. Usually if I'm downstairs, there's the TV going or my husband's watching something on YouTube or he's playing a game or something like that. So I usually do have some kind of background noise. I guess you could say that I can multitask. Do I actively seek out to do that? No, I don't, but I'm able to do that. Number six, one book at a time or several books at once. And I'm actually reading 3 books right now. I am listening to Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice. I am physically reading The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland by Catherine Valente. And I am also reading on my Nook the book Wicked by Gregory Maguire. Usually I don't read this many books at one time, but I was laying in bed the other night and I could not sleep. So I was like, okay, well, let me just look on my phone and find something that I can read really quick. And I started Wicked for some reason. It just looked like something that I wanted to click on at the time, and now I'm kind of like hooked into it, so I'll be finishing that. Usually it's just one audiobook and one physical copy, and that's it. Things are a little bit different right now for me though. So number seven, reading at home or anywhere. Usually I'm gonna read at home. When it comes to audio, I will listen to audio while I'm driving. Occasionally if I'm like waiting for an appointment or something like that, then I'll read a book on my phone or whatever the case may be, but that doesn't happen too often. So usually whenever I read, I'm at home. Number eight, reading out loud or silently in your head. I am actually, you wouldn't know it by being on this channel because I can't talk for shit most of the time, but most of what my job used to entail was talking and doing orientations for new employees. So I'm actually pretty good at speaking out loud and reading out loud. However, I prefer to read silently to myself. Number nine, do you read ahead or even skip pages? I used to have this really, really bad habit of I would actually if I really wanted to know what would happen, I would go and read the last page of the book. And then I would be like so upset with myself after I did it, but I did it all the time. I have not done that in a really long time. So I think that's one of the advantages of listening to audio is it's kind of hard to skip all the way ahead to the end and then go back and pick up from where you were. I don't really skip pages all that often unless it's just really, really boring. I have a problem DNFing books too. And I'm always afraid if I skim through something, whenever I actually get back to the point where the book is good again or it's actually interesting again, then I am going to be like missing something important. Like there was a detail in there that I missed that I really needed. So that's one of the reasons that I don't do that. Number 10, breaking the spine or keeping the book like new. I usually keep the books like new, not on purpose. It just kind of happens that way, to be completely honest. That's not anything that I really like think about whenever I'm handling a book. So, and number 11, do you write in your books? Actually, I don't really write in my book. Whenever I'm reading on my Nook, I'll make annotations on that. Or if I'm reading a physical book, I will mark the page down. I actually have a notebook. I use this just to kind of like take notes. One of the last books that I read, Lovely Bones, I actually have like 4 or 5 pages of notes in here from that. I don't actually write in books. I just like to make notes, you know, for when I'm reviewing them on Goodreads, or just, you know, something that I feel like is going to be important later, or just a thought that crosses my head while I'm reading it. So those are some of my reading habits. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you share some of the same habits, comment down below and let me know and we can talk about it. There are also links in the description to any of my social media if you care to contact me through there as well. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.